Hi there everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm back today with a 12x12 process for Lottie Loves Paper. So this one classes as an advertisement and it's for our retro scrap lift challenge over in the group. So over the last few weeks we have been scrap lifting one of the design team's oldest layouts, or certainly the oldest we could find when we did my one. Mine are all packed away in boxes at the moment, so I couldn't get to an old one. So to do a slightly newer one, but this one, you'll have seen the very pink layout of the little baby at the beginning. That's a layout that belongs to Niki, the newest member on our design team, and so we're doing a scrap lift of her layout. So this is our retro scrap lift challenge. So I've decided to use some Pebbles papers for this layout. I'm using the yellow paper there with the it's like a really fine hexagonal print on it, and then I've also got that lovely black checkered paper. Now I'm just going to gut that because the other side is those gorgeous yellow and black and white florals that are just stunning, so I don't want to kind of lose all of that paper. So I'm just going to run some double-sided sticky around the hole and fold over the two corners of each piece of paper, so you can then kind of position it on without it sticking completely, because I've done that before, and if it goes wrong it's a nightmare to try and get off. And then you can kind of just pull the tape out from the side, so that works really well if you just want to stick do like a border like that, and then you can easily get it off. So then I'm just running around the edge now with my spatula tool, just to kind of rough up the edges a little bit. It looked just a tiny bit too neat, and I'm just putting a few little tears in and kind of rolling them over just to give a little bit of texture to the edge of there. What you didn't see me do was I ran round, and you'll see it on the close-ups, but I ran round with my sewing machine, just a single white line of stitching around the edge, just to kind of hold everything together and again give another layer of texture. So I'm using this cut file. So the original layout was focused around a circle, so I'm using this cut file, which is a floral wreath cut file that I designed myself, and I'm now just taking some of those lovely florals from that yellowy, mustardy yellow. I love mustardy yellows at the moment. That mustardy yellow paper, and I'm not quite sure where they're going to go, whether they're going to tuck in behind the flowers. At the moment I'm kind of tucking them in behind that wreath, but they do actually move. They don't stay there in the end. So I'm just cutting around a fair few of those. I don't make you watch me do them all because I do quite a few. But then I decide they're going to go at the top. They're going to go around the photograph and then down at the bottom. So I've kind of got this circular element, but then also sort of a vertical element to it as well. So the photograph is of my little puppy Bella when she had run around in the garden and gone absolutely crazy, and then just collapsed on the doormat because she was so tired, and she was just so sweet sleeping there. So I'm going to go with the title, something to do with dreams. I haven't quite decided at this point. When I was making it, I hadn't quite decided what it was going to be. So I've used just a little bit more of that black and white checkered paper to mat the photo. I didn't want to put loads of matting behind the photo, but I wanted a bit of something to tie it into that border. So I've done that, just put a little piece there. Now I'm just going to have a play with my title and try and decide where that's going to go. I kind of play with the word dreamer, and then I play with the word dreams, and I was trying to get it to fit in there, and then I realised it didn't really work sat there on that cut file. It was just not quite right, so I wanted to kind of move it around. So then I go for having like a horizontal line for the title, and that seems to work quite well. I quite like that, and I know hiding in my stash I've got the word beautiful in a black foamy word, so I'm going to use that as well. So I'm just opening up my Pebbles. It's the Pebbles Hey Hello Collection, so I'm just opening up the ephemera and going through and trying to decide if there are any pieces that work really, really well with that. There are some really cute pieces in this ephemera, so I've chosen to just pull out a couple of the floral one floral piece, a pink floral piece, and then 2 that are like foliage, but they're gold, they're sparkly, they look really pretty, so I'm kind of tucking those in as well. I do and ah with that pink flamingo just because it fits with the colour scheme. The paler pinks worked really, really well, so I wondered about putting those in, but in the end I decided it wasn't quite right. So these are some bits and pieces from my stash from the Highly Swapped collection that I have in my stash. And I was and ahhing about using the pink letters there for beautiful, but decided not. I've got one of those little lovely rainbows, a little photo corner in mustard there. And then I pull off a couple of these sort of see-through stickers, but they don't seem to work. And I think I try a few different pieces, but in the end I think I stick with just mainly the Pebbles Hey Hello. Now I stick that sticker on the photograph there. It says Rise and Shine, and it was the right colour. It's that lovely mustard. But when I stuck it on and I pressed it down, it just disappeared. So I took that back off again. But I did find that lovely little vellum piece there that says, I think it says today is my favourite, or this is my favourite, or something on it. And that other little piece there, that little frame that I'm just playing with now, it's got a lovely pink edge to it. So I thought that would be really nice just to pop a little bit of journaling on later. And so I've tucked a few extra bits and pieces in, and then I found these copper little sentiments. Again, you can see them on the close-ups, but one of them says love this or something like that. They're so pretty. I actually got them from my friend Laura. We did a Happy Mail swap a little while ago, and they were, I think, part of what she sent me, and so I'm supposed to be using those on layouts to make out of the things she sent, but they fit so beautifully with this, I couldn't resist, so they had to go on here. So basically I'm going to start sticking now. So I've got, like I say, I've got a few bits and pieces from the Pebbles ephemera. I've got some fussy cut flowers from one of the Pebbles sheets. I've got that bird from the Pebbles ephemera that's just on those roses, and I've popped my photograph on a little bit of foam, not a lot. And I haven't put much double-sided sticky because I want to be able to tuck things in behind it. Those flowers need to be kind of tucked in. And I'm literally just putting the tiniest amount of glue on the back of each one and then tucking them in. I've also not really glued the cut file down because things are going on top of it. So I'm using the things that go on top of it to kind of hold it to the page. I did try, and I did cut it out of the video, backing those flowers with the black and white paper, but they just didn't look right and they kind of disappeared, and the white on the yellow just stood out so much better, so I just decided to leave them in the end. You've seen me come in with that beautiful title. That's from a previous Lottie Loves Paper kit, actually from one of the kits a while ago, and I never got round to using it. I think I used some of them, but I didn't use all of them. And that one was perfect. But because I've had it a while, I've actually lost the dot off the eye, which is really annoying. So you'll see in a little while I get my Nouveau drops out. Just using some coppery coloured, like rose gold coloured twine here, just trying to make those little bundles to tuck in. Again, give a bit of extra interest. I'm not very good at those, and they tend to always unravel themselves. But that's about it for my layout today. So I'm just going to carry on fiddling with this wire, and then, like I say, I do get my Nouveau drops out to put a dot on my eye. I love this, and for me it's really nice because I don't often go for anything that's other than a white background, and I've been really enjoying not using white backgrounds and kind of pushing myself out of my comfort zone. So I've really enjoyed these retro scrap lifts. So here comes some close-ups of my layout. I hope you've enjoyed that video. There'll be more on the way, so like and subscribe if you haven't already. That would be great. I will see you in my next video, and head on over to Lottie Loves Paper, and you'll find the albums with all the retro scrap lift challenges in, and all the inspiration from the DT. Bye for now.